Hello and welcome back to part 2 on how to create your first Blender game. Now in this episode I'm going to add another plane below this one and then call it catch plane or something like that. So when the ball falls through it will then be caught on the catch plate and then it'll play a sound. We'll also add an empty object so that we can rotate the camera, and that's going to make gameplay really hard. So I'll just snap the cursor to the center and add another object there, a plane. Move it down slightly, make it slightly bigger, and then give it a green color so that it looks different from the others, like so. I'll also check in the physics tab that it says static and it's an actor. Now the next thing you need to do is to give the ball a property so that the catch plane will know what property to look out for, and I will call it ball hit. Now, and I'll make it a boolean because it either happens or it doesn't. I'll also rename the plane into catch plane while I remember to do that. So when the catch plane has a sensor for collision, which is listening to the ball hit property, and there's an AND controller and there is an actuator for sound. It will play a sound when you hit the catch plane with the ball. So I'll just load a sound file. You have a bunch of files in your Windows/media folder, so you can pick any of those. Of course, you can use any other sound. I'll take the tada sound, and now when I click on open sound, it is now listed here as the sound to play. I'll make it play and end. So now when I play the game and I try to hit the hole, we hear the sound as soon as the ball hits the plane. So the next thing to do would be to add another event for restarting the game, which I seem to have lost. I'll just quickly add one. Add sensor for the keyboard, make it the key R with an add controller and a scene actuator, so that there is, when I press the R key, thing is going to restart when if I fall through the hole and I want to restart. So let's try it. P, go through the hole, we get the sound, and with the R key it restarts. Okay, that's fine. The next thing, the last thing actually to do is to add another object, an empty object, and then bind or parent the camera to that empty object so that you can then rotate the empty object with the A and the S keys while playing the game with the arrow keys. So let's first create the empty, and it looks like this. The empty object is actually quite funny. There's nothing. It's just the a crosshair, like so. But you can still animate it and you can still use it for calibrating objects in your scene, for example. To parent something, you first pick the children and then you pick the object you want to be the parent, and then you hit Ctrl P and select set parent to object. Now if you rotate the empty, like rotate Z, you can see how the camera follows the empty object. So the only thing that needs to be done now is to add another sensor for the empty. Add sensor for the keyboard, make it the A key, and an add controller and a actuator motion, which is a rotation along the Z axis for 2 degrees, like so, and connect these two again as you have learned to do, and then add another sensor for the keyboard with the S key, add controller, connect, and add an actuator for motion and make it -2 degrees. And now connect that as well. And now when you play the game, you can not only tilt the table, but you can also rotate the screen like so. and there's the sound, and then the R key will restart the game. Now, while this is nothing very playable, it's not really a game, it's more like a task or a challenge. You can still use this as a starting point and get something really cool out of it. So I'll be expecting to see your comments on this if you like this little presentation, and stay tuned for more updates. Thanks.